it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today for another Top Tip Tuesday. Today's tip is one I've been meaning to do for a while and I keep forgetting. So I'm going to be using the still scenes and snow globe scenes stamps and dies. If you do them as a bundle, you get 10% off the total price, so do remember that, and you would need to use the bundle code. I will have that listed below and over on my website, so it's all there. Do remember also, if you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can do that by clicking on the bottom right hand corner. So this is the card that I'm going to be showing you how to make, and my tip is to do with the film in the middle. So this is using a laminate sheet that I have filled with, if I bring in the, let's get some dark cardstock. That would be a plan, really, wouldn't it? She says, trying to find some dark cardstock. Black will do, except it's shiny, but hopefully, oh no, it is very shiny. Let me open it up. You would have thought I would have thought about this in advance, but you know, it's me. Why would I ever do anything sensible like think about things in advance? So let me just open up my new pack of basic black card, because that will be a good backdrop for this. So you do need a laminator, and obviously you would need some laminate pockets. You also need something to put in. So there's my card and there's my sheet. So all I did was fill the laminate sheet with, in this case, some of the snowflake glitter and some white embossing powder. And as it goes through, the embossing powder is melted to give this snowflake effect, and then the sequins are just captured in between the two sheets, and you can then use it as just a backing for snow globes. So if I open this out, you can see that that's the effect we get. And then you put it over your scene, and it's a snow globe without loose glitter, basically. And I do know that some people don't like glitter. I know, it's a thing. So that's that. Then I've also done it with just the fine dazzling diamonds and some white, actually this was the shimmer white embossing powder and some dazzling diamonds. And then I did it with just the dazzling diamonds and the ice crystals. So you can get different effects depending on what you put in your pouch, and you just feed it through as you would anything else that you're feeding through your laminator, and you get these sheets and you can cut into them, and they stand the test of time. So let me show you what I've done to make my snow globe. In the UK, or sorry, in Europe, the snow globe globes are currently not orderable at the point when I'm filming this video. So just bear that in mind. I've cut this down to the size of my snow globe, and then to get my snow globes actually cut, I'm using some of the feels like frost paper. I'm just going to grab my die cutter and pop that down with the handle facing is always a plan. So I've got a standard card base, and I've cut it so that the fold is going up and down. So this is going to be a portrait, well, it's going to be a short and fat card rather than a long and thin card. I normally do long and thin for photography, but it felt like this was going to be better this way round from a card point of view. So I'm placing my mat, and this is one of my standard size mats. The measurements will be on my website, so do pop over there. The link to that is below, and it's the link to this post. So I'm then taking the die for the hole, and remembering that I've got this upside down, pop that onto my card where I want it to be, and then grab my top cutting plate and just run the whole thing through, and you will have noticed I have not stuck the designer series paper to the card. All I've done is place it on top of the card because I don't want to glue it down just yet. So get rid of those bits and get rid of my die cutter. So we now have a hole cut in both of our pieces, and when we marry it up it will be in exactly the right place. And by when I marry it, I mean the designer series paper. The first thing I need to do now, I was about to do something else and it was wrong. So let's crease that, and I'm going to grab a paper clip, and I've got some enormous paper clips, just to hold body and soul together because I'm going to stamp through my card. So actually I think I might grab 2 enormous paper clips. There we go. So that's now all relatively flat. I've mounted the little scene from the stamp set, and that I'm going to stamp in just Memento, so the tuxedo black, and I'm going to stamp through the hole and as straight as possible. And there we have our little scene. And I've also got the globe, the top of the globe from the stamp set, and that I'm going to stamp in smoky slate again through the hole. I know, scary stuff. And it does fit through the hole. You have to just be further down than you think you need to be. Fingers crossed. Hurrah! So that is now stamped. You could do that in black, but I just think it's better in the slightly paler grey. Now, I made a mistake on my card. Learn from my mistakes. I stupidly coloured my scene with blends, and that's why I say I made a mistake, because it bled through. So I have substituted colours from the neutrals Stampin' Right markers, and it's just neutrals. So I've got Smoky Slate, Sahara Sand, Crumb Cake and Mossy Meadow, and we should be able to get away with those, or at least hopefully. So this is Sahara Sand, so this I'm going to do the front of the house, and just don't go mad with colouring over and over, because otherwise you will pill your card, and we don't want pilled card. But all I'm going to do is just colour in. Now it's a snowy scene, so there can be some snow stuck to the front of your house as well. It's not just the roof. What you probably won't have is snow stuck to the top of your chimney, because it'll be hot. Crumb cake on the side of the house. And on the bottoms of the trees. And then you can take the fine tip and just draw in the branches if you want to. And you don't have to be that accurate. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect, just as well, because it's not. I shall have the top in that as well. And we might do the door surround, and then the path. And then for the fir tree, the areas that are not covered in snow, I'm going to do in Mossy Meadow. And there is quite a lot covered in snow, so again, you don't need to be accurate. And if you're not as accurate as the stamp, it really doesn't matter, because nobody's going to see, really. I mean, they're just going to see the impression, because it is only an impression. Smoky slate. Oh, I've missed the side of the porch. So let's go in and crumb cake that, because that's in shadow. So smoky slate just for the shadows on the roofs, maybe under the roof, but just where you think there's going to be a bit of shadow, even though it's snow. And the picture kind of helps you with that. Then I do just need a colour for the door, and I think I'll go Night of Navy, because I will be using Night of Navy in a moment. So we'll have a Night of Navy front door. Then Wink of Stella, which I had out just now. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to come in, and wherever there is snow, I'm going to go over with Wink of Stella, so that even on the inside we've got a bit of shimmer and glitter. And it's little touches like this that will make a huge difference to your final piece. Just remember not to go below your globe, because it is still in a globe. Probably actually add some on the shadow of the globe. Yeah. You may not be able to see that on camera, but trust me, it's there and it makes a huge difference. Right, so to adhere your piece of laminate, all I've done is just go round my globe with some snail, because we are going to trap it anyway between the card and the designer series paper. Now, if you're worried about getting stick on your grid paper, just introduce a silicone mat into the equation, and then that won't mark on your grid paper. Then decide which way up you want your piece of laminate, and so long as you cover the hole, that's really all we need. And then for the designer series paper, I am going to use liquid adhesive, only because I want this to be a really good stick. So just being aware that I have got an edge, you know, that's not going to be covered by paper. And then come in with your designer series paper and line it up everywhere that it needs to be lined up. So you're lining up here and here, and press that down. And then I have already die cut the base and the filigree from the die set for the base of our globe, and that I'm just going to adhere just there. Yes, I will do that first. See, my brain is going all over the place, and I'm just getting a kind of squiggle of adhesive, and I would like to go slightly above the bottom of the globe so that we don't have the edge of the globe showing. And then I've got the Season's Greetings stamp, which I'm going to stamp on the outside, so on the designer series paper, in Night of Navy. Now, Night of Navy is one of the colours in the paper. There's Night of Navy and Pretty Peacock, both of which are great to use to stamp on designer series paper. Just choose the one that's in the paper. This one has definitely got Night of Navy in it. The previous one definitely had Pretty Peacock, so I used Pretty Peacock card and Pretty Peacock ink. Here I've done Night of Navy on both. And then there is your finished card, and this time no bleeding through. So there we go. This is my tip for today. Laminate sheets and, oops, not that, laminate sheets and embossing powder, sequins, all sorts. You want the flat sequins, not the cupped ones. Put in less than you think you need, otherwise you will end up with just a blob, because particularly the embossing powder will do what it's done here, which is, you know, merge out. So less is definitely more. and you do want to be able to see your seam through your sequins and embossing powder as well. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do remember that I am doing a free giveaway of a Stamparatus. All you need to do to enter that is to share the video from yesterday, the 3rd of November. No, 4th of November. Yes, 4th of November. Share the video, share the blog post, share the Facebook post, any of those things. Even share this. Basically, share whichever you wish. Put in the comment for that you have shared, but it must be something that is posted from the 4th of November through to the 17th of November, because I will be putting through the draw on the 18th of November. And for every time you've shared, you'll get 1 entry. If you purchase from me and use the host code, you will also get an additional 5 entries into the draw. So you can do it free just by sharing, or you can enter by purchasing. This is only open to anyone in the UK, and if you're already a demonstrator, I would ask that you don't enter, because this is meant for customer type, non-demonstrator people. So thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye!